You may be wondering, like I did, on how do you grow spiral aloe vera plants? Now, there's a lot of information out there, but a lot of them are growers, the professional growers, or people who kind of do it on a regular basis. So this is my second go around. As you can see, I've got 6 spirals right there. 5 of them I actually grew. The bigger one a friend of mine gave me. So we start with the seeds. So here's basically how you do it, start to finish. Pour them out, and the name of the game is take 150 sandpaper, and you have to break the shell, the hard shell, to get to the seed. So there's a couple ways you can do it. You can roll them under the sandpaper, or you can put them in sandpaper and kind of between your fingers roll them back and forth. But the name of the game is don't scratch the seed, don't nick the seed, but you have to get the hard shell off or they won't germinate. This process is probably one of the most important. You have to be pretty meticulous not to sand down too much so that you're actually sanding in the seed and damaging it. Now, the germination rate for these seeds, I've heard anywhere from 70 to 90%. I've never had a 100% germination rate. The first go around, out of 30 seeds, I had 26 of them germinate. So it'll be interesting to see how many of them germinate this time. I usually do one last step and just kind of roll the seeds around in my finger to get any of the loose shell, hard shell off. And, you know, this is just what I do. What other people do is what they do. This is just how I do it. And remember, I'm not a professional. I've only done it once before. Wasn't really too successful. I only had 9 that survived out of the whole batch. I gave some of them away, so I'm down to 5 now. And then comes the germination process, which I do it 2 different ways. The first way I germinate them is just regular glasses of water. I drop them in the glass of water, or glasses of water, and you want the seeds to end up in the bottom. So if you've taken enough of the shell off of it, then they should sink. You might have to push them down, but they should be down at the bottom of the glass. Now, this seems like this isn't going to work. You want to keep them in partial sunlight, they don't want to get hot, just in a window that gets maybe 3 hours of sun or 2 hours of sun, morning sun. So as you can see, I'm putting them up here in the windowsill, and that's the east side. So the sun comes up and it'll just shine on it for about 3 hours, and then it'll be noontime and the sun will be overhead. So 3 hours morning sun. The second germination process I do is between paper towel. And I do these 2 differently like this because I'm not 100% sure which one germinates the most. This is only my second time doing it. The first time I had more germinate in the glass than I did in the paper towel. So this time I'm going to give it another shot, and then I'll tell you how many germinated in each one. But the glass, just the glass of water with them sitting at the bottom seemed to germinate them quickest. The paper towel is the slowest. As you can see here, we're on day 7. And there's the 2 glasses, day 7. And you can see them, the ones that are popping, the ones that are germinating. The other ones that that don't have anything probably will not germinate. And you can see the paper towel is running behind. So they're not germinating as fast with the wet paper towel as they are the water. And keep in mind, I keep the paper towel in the sun, but they're not getting direct sunlight. Now this is day 10, and I usually let them get to this point before I actually plant them. When I transfer the seeds from the water to the 50% perlite, 50% Miracle-Gro cactus citrus soil, I put them close to the top. You don't want to water them. I get the initial soil wet, but from that point forward, you're just misting it with a spray bottle. And sometimes you might have to do it depending on the temperature inside the house. You might have to do it 3 to 6 times a day. And you're going to have to do that for about a week and a half until they get established. And this is the high maintenance part. This is the part where to put a lot of effort into making sure that they stay damp. You don't want to pack the soil down because, again, these plants, they don't like to be compressed. They like to kind of be like freewheeling it in loose soil. So that's where the perlite comes in. I place them in an area that still gets the morning 2.5, 3 hours of sun. And we're in May now, and I'm in San Diego. Pretty cool here at that time. Well, that's it for this video. Now it's just spraying them, watching them grow, and hoping that the 23 that germinated this time are all going to grow. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back with another video in a few months.